Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the Rocket City Network. Speak on it. Got my co-host with me, Professor Stokes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, look. Dak Prescott. Man, hey, what's going on with Dak?
Man, Dak just, I don't know. Dak is a good quarterback. I won't say
wait. You
listen, I won't say he's a bad, listen, Dak, okay, Dak puts up numbers. Like that's you can't debate that. Dak puts up numbers. The problem with Dak is when the lights are the brightest, he doesn't show up. This is the second consecutive year in a row against San Francisco, no less. Last year at home, this year in San Francisco, where he had a chance to bring the Cowboys to the promised land. Think about this. Dallas was last year twice, 2 plays away from advancing, right? I won't say 2 plays away. I say a couple plays away from advancing. Mm-hmm. They were driving last week, headed to the looked like they may have gotten a field goal right before halftime. What does Dak do? Throws in the double coverage, right? You see, Dak's problem is he focuses, he stares at CeeDee Lamb for too long, right? Mm-hmm. He stared at CeeDee Lamb for too long. The safety come underneath, the linebackers behind him. The ball bounces off. First of all, the cornerback should have picked it off, or the safety, but it bounced off him right in the hands of the linebacker. Dak, why are you not reading coverages? You are 7 years in the league, bro. Yeah. Jerry Jones gave you your money, you campaigned. Even I was like, man, listen, Dak threw 30-some touchdowns, 5,000 yards. He deserved his money. He played his way into that contract. But now, Dak, you got your money. You know how it is, bro. When you get your bag, your play can't go down and it can't stay the same. It has to go up. Yeah. And it's not like Dallas doesn't have talent around him. The defense, good.
Yeah.
Zeke, I feel like they got to get Zeke Elliott out of there. He got to take a pay cut or something. Tony Pollard. I'm for real. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I'm just telling, put Tony Pollard as the full-time starter in the backfield. Mm-hmm. Get another wide receiver, because Gallup, while he showed flashes this season, he's not it. CeeDee Lamb is okay, but it all depends on Dak. Like, you can't have Dallas's defense play as great as they did last Sunday. Yeah. And you held San Francisco to 19 points. Yeah. They held you to 12. Why? Because your quarterback threw 2 crucial picks, and that kind of cost you the game. So I don't know if Dallas should move on with that. I think next year is really going to be it for Dak. Like, it's Super Bowl or bust now. It's not just getting to the NFC. You got to get to the Super Bowl, and you can't get to the Super Bowl and lose. You got to get to the Super Bowl and win, right?
Yeah.
But you got Dallas fans breaking their TVs. You got Dallas fans wearing jerseys. I'm all for it because I hate Dallas. Yeah. But I'm just telling you the truth as a fan of football, that Dak is not it at quarterback. He has 1 more year. You can't give him 3 years. You got to give him 1 more year. Jerry Jones, if Dak doesn't get it done, it's time for you to draft another quarterback, or see if you can make a trade to get you a quarterback that is at least on Dak's level, or maybe a little bit above Dak, because Josh Allen and Dak are the same to me. They blow it out in the regular season. Postseason, they don't do nothing. So Dallas fans, y'all gonna hold this L, because y'all was running y'all mouth.
Yeah.
When y'all beat Tampa, I'm not taking nothing away. Y'all beat them, and y'all beat them soundly. But Tampa was 8-9 with a 45-year-old quarterback, and defense was trash. So y'all supposed to beat them.
Yeah.
But the 49ers defense was the number 1 defense, or at least a top 5 defense, right there with yours.
Yeah.
And not only that, Brock Purdy is a rookie. So y'all, Dallas, I don't care what y'all say. San Francisco has a great defense, but they had a rookie quarterback, and y'all could not take advantage. While your defense played lights out, you still could not rattle Purdy, and Dak got rattled, and that's why you're at home again in San Francisco playing Philly on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I hate blaming one player, It's kind of like if the game came down to a field goal and
Right.
the field goal kicker missed the extra point or the 3 points, right?
Right.
Are you going to blame the kicker? Because the kicker wasn't the one that got y'all in that situation, right? A lot of Dallas fans are saying that Dak is the reason that they lost. I made a post. I said Dak needs to go. And I'm not even a Dallas fan. That last play was disheartening because he did not give his receivers a chance.
Right.
It seemed to me when San Francisco rushed one defensive player, he hit Elliott so hard and so far into like Dak's visuals that Dak panicked and he threw like a 10-yard pass. Dak should have scrambled, moved around, and throw to the end zone. Now, there was one fan who told me that Dak ain't got no arm. So that's why he could throw the football, 50 yards down the line.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you even in the league? Because hell, I was throwing 50-yarders, less than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But a lot of Dallas fans, they want Dak gone. They want his head on a platter.
Yeah.
I've even heard some of them say, like, hey, we need to go ahead and make a trade with Chicago so we can get their number one pick and get Bryce Young. Because Bryce Young, even at the college level, is better than Dak Prescott. That says a lot. That says a lot. And, I typically go for the quarterbacks who weren't highly drafted, but Dak, he might just not have the ability to do much,
Well, I just think, listen, you had 7 years, and in those 7 years, Dallas hasn't had a losing season. And in those 7 years, you've had teams good enough to go to the Super Bowl. You've had defensive-minded, you've had Super Bowl defenses, defenses. Like you've had Super Bowl defenses. Like so we gotta stop or it's time for the excuses to stop for Dak. He's had 7 years to get it together. In these last 3 or 4 years, Dallas has been contending every year. Dallas has been contending, and he hasn't gotten them farther than Tony Romo's gotten them.
Yeah.
So what does that say? Like Romo got hurt, Dak, you got the keys now because Romo got hurt. You came in, you've done an admirable job as the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But as we know, in this game, in any sport, when you are the quarterback or you are the best player on the NBA team or the hockey team or baseball team, you know that it ends and starts with you. You're the leader. Dak is the leader of that team. He is the leader. And so they go as you go. And so if you're not going, Dak, they're not going to go. You've had players on the other side of the ball, teammates on the defensive side, call Dak out. We were in the game, but those 2 picks hurt us. So your own teammates are saying it, Dak. And so at the end of the day, this offseason, you need to do some self-reflection. You need to see how you can take your game to the next level. Because every year, when y'all win 2, 3 in a row, all your fan base, this is our year.
Every year
is the Dallas year. I remember when we had Eric on and the other guy that was a Cowboys fan.
Phil.
Oh boy, I remember. But then the same thing happened in the so I don't know. Dak has to figure it out. How can he get Dallas over the hump? Because Jalen Hurts is coming back next year, right?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's going to be back next year. Daniel Jones, the Giants going to be a little better next year. So you know how it is, man, with championship windows. They close fast.
And I think it's closed for them.
It's closed. Like Zeke is done. Zeke is done. Tony Pollard, I like Tony Pollard. He just played for the Cowboys, so I can't root for him. I'm sorry he broke his leg because he's really a good player.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard is he's very, very underrated. He's one of the top backs in the league to me. He can catch it out the backfield. He can gain yards. He can block. He can do it all as a running back. Yeah. And he's a hard worker. So I think going into next year, Zeke doesn't need to be the starter. Put Tony Pollard in as a starting running back. He gives you more yards per carry than Zeke, right? And y'all got to go out and get another wide receiver to me. And again, all that is great and good. But if number 4, if number 4 gets the playoffs time next year and he does the same thing that he did the previous years, it is time to move on from Dak Prescott.
Yeah, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of Dallas fans, they hate starting over, but it's time.
Yeah.
I mean, he it's like he's held you guys hostage for 7 years. He made y'all move on from Romo, which Romo had his issues, but he was still a decent quarterback.
Romo was all right.
Yeah, Dak made y'all move on from Romo, right? Held you guys hostage. He got that big payday. And now I'm starting to realize that Reggie Fresh is not, he ain't that crazy. He is not that crazy when his hatred for Dallas, pops up on the screen.
But you know what's crazy, bro, is that Dallas does this every year. Like Stephen A. Smith, although I'm really not a fan of Stephen A. Smith, but he says there's an accident waiting to happen. And it's so true. Listen, Dallas will play, like when they play Minnesota, they bombed Minnesota.
Yeah.
Played a perfect game. Tampa Bay played a perfect game. You get against San Francisco, granted, they're not the Vikings and they're not Tampa Bay. San Francisco is a very, very good team with a very, very great defense. Mm-hmm. But Mike, listen, you could put it on Dak. Dak deserves a lot of the blame, but Mike McCarthy deserves some blame too. Clock management since he's been the Cowboy coach, clock management has been a big issue with the Cowboys, and they have not figured out clock management against him. You can talk about Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator. Sometimes he gets too comfortable and he's not creative enough on the offense sometimes. And so there's a lot of blame to go around. You can blame Jerry Jones as well. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want nobody to have control outside of what he does. That's another reason why they won't win. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like if Jerry Jones comes out and says, yeah, I was there to prevent Black people from coming to school, then maybe they could win the Super Bowl. But that's not going to happen.
They might be cursed.
So they just might be cursed. So Dallas fans, I have no love for your team. But I just think, just like Sean and I know, that your quarterback is an average quarterback. He's not a Patrick Mahomes. He's not a Joe Burrow. He's not, I wouldn't even put him better than Josh Allen. He's not a Russell Wilson. Geno Smith had a great season for Seattle. Yeah. I don't even put him above Geno Smith right now. Mm-hmm. That's no disrespect to Geno. Geno played a great season this year.
Yeah.
But I feel like Dak needs to look in the mirror and dig down deep and try to figure out how can he get over the hurdle, because sooner or later it becomes mental to you.
Yeah.
Right. It becomes a mental thing where here we are again, we're a game away from the NFC Championship. All we got to do is make this play or make this throw here. But Dak somehow gets caught up locking on one receiver and forcing the ball to that one guy. And San Francisco, or whoever they're playing, knows we're going to X this other guy out because he's going to focus on him. And this is the side where our pick's going to come from.
Yep. I think they need to go ahead and move on from Dak and Zeke. Mm-hmm, it's not going to be a complete refresh, but those two guys are holding up y'all's offense from progressing.
Right.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Rocket City Network. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and we are out. Yeah.